Aries, to save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influence for the month. And as always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card so you not only receive your forecast, but you start to build your own intuitive relationships with the cards. Because that's what this channel is all about, is the betterment and benefit of tarot. And a shout out also to Aries for everyone that watches and subscribes. I just can't say thank you so much, everybody. It's just been so great and loving. And that's kind of the theme of you guys this week. It's got a loving vibe until it's not. So I've got a lot of love and stirring and creative energy ready to kind of take to the forefront, even a sense of accomplishment and acknowledgement that I want to kind of proceed to success even further. But the only bummer to this party is the way that you're thinking about stuff that you have to do, okay? And including like if you have to be dedicated or make some decisions in the area of the material to make your heart better, that's kind of on order here, okay? So don't get to a downbeat way, because the month is all full of potential and opportunity, especially for love and getting your heart ignited in new ways of even doing work. But I just got to get you on the same page as the rest of the reading, okay? Let's start off with why I'm saying that. And that first card placement, the significator, the general gist of the overall reading, is a reflection of you. It also could be a reflection of King, the royal suits, are reflections of other people. So if there's a mentor, someone that's really loving and kind and more concerned about the spirit and your intuition and your heart's desire and making sure that you're emotionally and spiritually mature and not so much concerned about the financial maturity of stuff, that's a reflection of the king. But because it's your reading, I would say you need to lead with the king everywhere, because there's so much love in this reading, and you need to be the king to attract all that love, to give out that love, and to be not concerned so much with the gold coin and the material achievement. And the reason why I'm saying that is the crossing card, which is not allowing the king to fully manifest, and he is going to have his way, especially when we meet his older brother, this hermit, in the 7th card placement, which is the way you're feeling about yourself. So you know you're already going to spirit. But you also might need like a little bit of time to kind of backtrack and take a little bit of isolation time and a little bit of a retreat, that you can just take a regroup for yourself. And that's kind of what the hermit represents. So that's kind of stirring and wants you to reconnect with your spiritual and your loving and your heart side. But that crossing card is that not allowing the king to manifest. Like I said, the 8 of Pentacles is the refresh, rejuvenation, the restart in the area of the material. It mostly has to deal with work, but it could be everywhere. I've learned that the 40 years, from home, family, relationship, work, community, the way that we're eating, the way we treat our health. It's kind of the whole kit and caboodle, because it's the whole kit and caboodle of the material world. But the 8 of Pentacles also represents doing due diligence and discipline and following through and learning new skill sets. That's how you get that refresh. There's a new start in a new direction. So maybe your heart's desire wants to do new things, but the kind of energy that it takes to do new things or learn new things or proceed in new ways might be conflicting. Like you just want to kind of hang out a little bit. And that's also the reflection of the reading. If you need to take that introspective time in the identity of self in that 7th position of the hermit, it's a major arcana card. It's kind of like a retreat, refresh, and restart. But there always has to be a restart. We're coming out of that retreat to kind of get our emotional and spiritual energy back, and to kind of get a collective connection with God and the universe, to kind of heal ourselves and to move in a new direction, because he's also a representation of me, of a spiritual warrior, and that you've been on the front lines of trying to do the right thing for your own self and others. That's a kind of the hermit's vibe. But now I need to rest. But the hermit's lesson here, especially with the king, is that you need to follow your heart. And if it takes some due diligence and stuff like that, don't be afraid of it, because you're burnt out no matter what you're doing right now, in a sense of, or at least parts of it. Okay, I'll say that. The Chariot is adding to this whole bit of energy. It's a 3rd card placement at the top of the matter in the 10 card spread. And it's God's placement to me on how to best navigate the month. The Chariot, another major arcana card. And it's the mastery of thought, the mastery of not being pulled in 2 different directions, the mastery of accomplishment and success, and that kind of like wanting to rush forward to do other stuff, and I've got everything in my hands to be able to do so. In my mindset, I'm balancing intuition and logic. Okay, that's the key with the Chariot, especially sitting on top of the King. I've got to give the Spirit as much credence as the gold coin. So if you're kind of having that friction here right now, you've got to follow your heart. Whatever is making you kind of most happy, you've got to kind of follow that direction. The Chariot will give you the energy to make everything in place, because that's its exalted state. In the non-exalted state, we could feel like we're a little scattered. I'm out of control. And my mind is a little bit hairy brainy. I have too many things going on. I could feel like obligations and responsibilities are pulling in a lot of different directions, and I could feel that they're a burden. So the whole thing about the Chariot, it starts with the mindset. In older decks, you won't even see the guy holding the reins, because we have so much mastery of thought. Because whatever starts up there, it's going to affect our words, our actions, or our attitude and our approach. And the King says, go with the heart. Maybe that's that friction. You're not giving enough credence there, and you want the heart everywhere. That's what it's saying here. Even in the fourth card placement, I see the gut of the matter, what I'm feeling in the base of the matter of the reading. Inside is the Two of Cups. You're ready to kick it. Maybe you're even falling in love with somebody, or you're even yourself, which would be the best place to start. That's a reflection of the two. I'm kind of getting that solid footing in the area of the heart. That's what the cups represent. It's getting that tingle in our spirit, to like that spring in our step, to just feel hoity-toity. Aries rules the body, so you like it when it all comes together, and you're getting that kind of internal narrative of spirit along with that outside persona of, wow, look at me. I feel really good about myself. And that's a reflection of the two. So let it shine. Don't beat yourself down. Let's say one part of your aspect of your big pie of life requires you have the discipline to learn new skill sets. Don't fight it. It's going to lead you to a new thing, and it maybe even lead you to love, is what the cards are saying. Okay, so trust that stirring of the Two of Cups, because it's a firm platform for you to build on for the area of the heart. And I'll also say this, because it's the beginning of the heart, our emotions, our subconscious, our feelings, emotional flow. Leave yourself vulnerable. Don't be afraid to do that, my Ram friends, right? With that tough exterior, the way to attract love is to be loving, but also to be open and allow that light, that inner light of you, to kind of shine forth, because that's what's needed here. Everywhere is about love. Oh my God, and I'm going to stick with it. In the fifth card placement of what's leaving our life is a major arcana card of the sun. So you've learned this. You've learned having a sunny personality. When we want to pitch our ideas or ourselves, everything gravitates to the sun. People like people that smile and say hello and have just a nice disposition. That's a reflection of the sun. It brings a little bright light to everybody else's light. But most importantly, it's bringing that bright light to you. And it's a past reflection. So it's giving an indicator that you've already learned some of this stuff on not only to how to bank your own internal flame, but to how to share it with others. And also to the ancient tarot was allowing like a good laser beam or a good vacuum to dust out all the anxieties, fears, and insecurities that have been built up out of a shadow time, because the sun appears after that time. At emotional, spiritual maturity, where we're learning some stuff about life lessons, especially with the reflection right next to the Hermit, because you don't get to the Hermit or to the sun with the easy stuff. It's all going to be the stuff that challenges you. And now you're coming out of that. That's that past reflection there, asking, what do you want to do next? So go retreat and figure it out, because you need the retreat as well, Aries. You need a downtime from all that kind of overthinking and analyzing and wanting to ignite a whole bunch of different flames in the creative. And also, most importantly, one creative journey is coming to an end, and you know it. So like, sit into it. There's answers there. There's guidance. There's a refresh and rejuvenation, relief from the kind of anxiety that you've been building up into yourself. And I know you're seeing this because the sun is there. But the sixth card placement of what's happening right now for the month is the Ten of Wands, another indicator that something's wrapping up. The 10 is a completion state in the minor arcana of the suit of Wands, which is our creative energy. Imagine inspiration, Scott, and take it off in the beginning journey, and you've taken something to a real conclusion. Kudos to you. That's the acknowledgement of the outside world that you had some stuff going on. But now a refresh is desired. You're getting creative like antsy pansies. You need new stuff. You need a new direction. And it's calling to you. So if you just sit quietly and be honest with yourself as well of what's really going to make you happy, despite maybe any obstacles or what you think are challenges, or like, oh, I just got to do the work. That's just not going to wash. The refresh is for you to have to be able to implement that desire. Okay. And that's where where the fun and joy happens. So let's not poo-poo that or make it like sound like it's so burdensome, because that would be a reflection of the Chariot, not in the exalted state. And you've got all this love energy helping you. And we just covered the seventh guy. It's just a reflection of ourselves. So honor the hermit here as well. He's got that lantern of wisdom. And it, like, that's part of the thing too with the, like, these kinds of cards. I'm only seeing the next step, but that's what you need to see. It's like the gods breadcrumb for you to take the next step and trust your inner intuition. You've been through some stuff to trust the next step. You cut away the bullshit. That's also been a reflection here of seeing what's real and what's not real in your life and people and situations, what makes you happy. Like maybe you thought one thing was going to make you happy and you thought that would happen and it didn't. That's kind of the circle of life for all of us, right? And you kind of get to that hermit card now, to the retreat. It's got that special connection to God. So call upon it, Aries, because there's direction there for you. And the 8 is how other people view you. So they still see you as magical. That's the major arcana, the magician. So we've got 4 of them here. That's a big deal in a 10 card, 11 card spread with a bonus. And so life shift, you already know this, but it's a life shift in a new direction for you that kind of ignites that spirit with the heart, with the discipline to put something forth. Okay, so just keep believing in that power and don't feel like it's overwhelming to you, or make those changes wherever you need to make the changes to balance out where you can find more love and can find more peace and joy. Whatever that reflection is for you, Aries, you can do it. And now the people look at you as making that happen. So if you're putting yourself out there, even for new jobs or even meeting new people, the magician gives you a sense of mystery. He's the alchemist of the major arcana. So a life lesson here is too, it's a reminder that you have all the skill sets of creativity for the wands, the intellect, intelligence for the swords, the heart for the cups, and emotional flow and being a kind, generous person. And the gold coin, money, making things materialize in this material world. That's all the reflection of the magician. And also too, I'll say this, if you're dealing with shady McGady people or people that are being underhanded, or you feel like that's been a reflection, because in the outcome card we have the 5 of cups. I'm just jumping around a little bit. Is the 5 is the good luck in the area of the hearts. It's the only time you'll see the cups turned over, because other people have come and kicked them over. They're with their shady McGadies, or not respecting you, or not respecting your heart or your emotions. But in most decks, there's always 1 or 2 cups standing, because it's a reflection. Yeah, there's still potential there. There's still opportunity. That's the real essence of your heart right now. You had to learn that. We all have to do it. The 5 represents conflict in tarot too. We all have to have that kind of conflict to get to the good luck, right? We have to get that conflict to get to the insight. That friction breeds emotional maturity and a stern heart. Roses take the rose-colored glasses off kind of look at people and situations, and that's a reflection. So don't let it taint your spirit of the king, right? Or more importantly, if you have that kind of shady aspect of people, that situations that weren't really kind or nice, the magician gives you up a smoke screen, and people are looking at you as like something magical and mysterious. So use that to your advantage, especially if you're falling in love. Put a lot of energy to that, or if you want to attract attention in that way, because the 9th position is our hopes and fears, and that's an indicator that something's starting to stir here in a really beautiful way. The 3 of Cups is a celebratory state in the area of our heart. Partnership, relationship, marriage fall under the domain of the 3. It's a celebratory state for ourselves and our friends. I'm feeling groovy McCoovy. So again, what's nice about seeing the 3 of Cups next to the outcome card of the 5, you've learned some stuff out of the 5, so you can kind of sit back and really enjoy the 3, that you're not going to have to worry about being deceived or taken advantage of, or meeting crazy McGacy people, whatever that kind of reflection is of the 3 of Cups. And even in work, maybe realizing people that don't carry their weight, or they don't, just aren't nice people in some ways. That's the reflection of the 5. It gets us to know what we want out of life as well as what we don't want. And it's never an easy lesson, but you've done it. So now kind of God is stirring it up, saying, let's go, see where the heart wants to take us, because that's so important to Aries right now. More important than just about anything. So just follow the heart. Everything else will fall into place. And you got some props about you. I'm sticking with it. We've got another celebratory state in the bonus card, the 3 of Pentacles. It's the celebratory state in the material world. So again, a lot of it has to do with work, ourselves, our bodies, community, but anywhere where you're kind of putting that love vibe of partnership and the love vibe of the King of Cups and the experience of the Hermit and the drive of the Chariot, it gets manifested in the 3 of Pentacles. It's a outside acknowledgement from the outside world that you've got it going on. and especially in the work area, the creative area, something to take and make it materialize. So anywhere you're putting yourself out there or making adjustments, it's just so favored and such divine order. But I need to kind of get you out of this kind of thinking of that 10 of Wands and everything's too tired, or 8 of Pentacles, or everything's too much of a bother to do. Okay, so like I said, a great reading for love, 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 until it wasn't, and now you're the only thing that wasn't. So let's just shift that thinking. That's as easy as that, and harness all this beautiful energy that's available to you in August. Okay, so have a good month, my Aries friends. You deserve it, and it's so welcome. So thank you for visiting the channel, and if you haven't subscribed, if you would consider doing so, because we're reaching other kindred spirits, and it's just been so wonderful to connect with everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you.